Hi everyone! In this video, we will learn about basics of phrase, clause and sentence. So here we go. Phrase, clause and sentence. They are the most important structural units of English language. So what is a sentence? It is a meaningful combination of words that convey a complete thought. Okay, so a sentence consists of two parts. It is made up of two parts, subject and predicate. What is a subject? Subject is the thing or person in concern. It could be a noun or pronoun. Predicate is the information or description about the subject, right? It is generally verb or a verb phrase. Now, what is a verb phrase? We will learn in the coming slides. So let's understand this with the help of certain examples. India is a great country. Okay, India is the subject. Is a great country is the predicate, as it gives information about the subject. The second example is Delhi is the capital of India. So here Delhi is the subject and is the capital of India is the predicate. The third example, Sonia is a good girl. Sonia is the noun, it's the subject. Is a good girl is the information related to her, so it is the predicate. The fourth sentence goes, she ran speedily towards the ground. She, the pronoun, is the subject in this sentence. Ran speedily towards the ground is the predicate. Alright? Now let's understand what is a phrase. So phrase is a group of words that are a part of speech. Okay? But they cannot stand alone on their own to convey a complete thought or meaning. What is the reason for this? It is because a phrase does not have a subject or a verb. So phrases cannot be used alone, but they are used as a part of sentence to provide a deeper meaning, information or understanding. Okay, so we will understand this with the help of a few examples. So the first example is, I saw her in the market. Alright, so I is the subject here, saw her is the predicate, it constitutes of verb and object. In the market is the information, the extra information. So phrase like in the market cannot exist on its own. It will not convey any meaning. However, when we add it to the sentence I saw her, the meaning goes better. Alright? It is more precise. So the second sentence, it is raining cats and dogs. It is raining in itself, it conveys something, right? But when we say cats and dogs, it means heavily, right? So it is raining cats and dogs. Cats and dogs is the phrase. If you disconnect it from the sentence, cats and dogs won't mean anything. All right? Do not try this at home. At home is the phrase here, right? Do not try this conveys a sense, all right? But if you take at home in particular alone, it does not convey any sense, okay? Another example is they were arguing. All right, they were arguing is understood, but about what? About money. So this is a precise information about the argument a few people were having. All right, so about money is the phrase. The next example is he spoke loud and clear. All right, loud and clear here is the phrase. All right. So what are the types of phrases? So noun phrase. So a noun phrase is usually centered around a noun. Okay. So I hope you guys remember that phrases don't have a subject and predicate or verb of their own. All right. So what is the example of a noun phrase? This sentence, animals need food. Animals is noun, need food is the noun phrase. So what is a noun phrase? A phrase which is usually centered around a noun. The second sentence goes, they hired a beautiful home. So they is the pronoun here, right? Hired a beautiful home is placed just next to the noun, hence it is a noun phrase. Other example is the little puppy is ready for adoption, right? The little puppy is the noun here. Is ready for adoption is the phrase that is attached with it. The other type of phrase is verb phrase. A verb phrase consists of a verb and all its modifiers. Let's see with the help of examples. I will go to Delhi tomorrow. Right? I is the noun, will go is verb, auxiliary and main verb, to Delhi tomorrow. So this entire thing is the verb phrase. It starts with a verb and then the whole modifiers, they are connected with it. Hence it is known as a verb phrase. The second sentence is she was eager to have dinner. So was eager to have dinner. So it starts with a verb and hence the entire phrase is known as a verb phrase because it starts with a verb. Next sentence is David has been watching TV for a long time. Alright, has been watching TV for a long time. It starts with a verb. Hence, the entire series of words is called as a verb phrase. Another example is I agree with you. Okay, agree is a verb. Hence, agree with you is a verb phrase. Now, the next type of phrase is adjective phrase. The very name itself tells you that it comprises of an adjective and the words placed next to it in a sentence. Let's see with the help of examples. She has beautiful eyes. So beautiful is an adjective. So beautiful eyes is adjective phrase. She gave a fantastic speech. Fantastic is the adjective. Hence, fantastic speech is the adjective phrase. Tom is a well-behaved man. Well-behaved is adjective. Hence, well-behaved man is the adjective phrase in this sentence. He leads a busy life. Busy adjective. Busy life is the adjective phrase. Alright. So the next type of phrase is prepositional phrase. It always begins with a preposition in a sentence. Let's see with the help of examples. The kids were laughing at the joker. At is the preposition, hence at the joker is the prepositional phrase in this sentence. He is sleeping on the carpet. On is a preposition, hence on the carpet is the prepositional phrase. She is reading from the blog. From is the preposition, hence from the blog is the prepositional phrase in this sentence. The next sentence is the book is lying on the table. On is the preposition, hence on the table is the prepositional phrase in this sentence. So the next type of phrase is adverb phrase, also known as adverbial phrase. It modifies the meaning of a verb, adjective or another adverb. Needless to say that an adverb phrase begins with an adverb in the sentence. A small tip, adverb phrase actually tells us the detail like how, when or where of the event in a sentence. For example, he spoke very softly. Alright, so softly is an adjective. Very softly is adverbial phrase. Alright, she ran with great speed. Speed in itself is an adjective. Right, great speed is the adverbial phrase. David completed the work very hurriedly. Very hurriedly here is the adverb phrase. We should wake up very early in order to catch the flight at 6 a.m. Very early in order to catch the flight at 6 a.m. is the adverbial phrase here. Okay. The next type of phrase is conjunctional phrase. A conjunctional phrase acts as a conjunction in the sentence. I hope you guys know what is a conjunction. A conjunction is a word or set of words that join two or more sentences together. So let's understand with the help of a few examples. As soon as you came, he went out. In this sentence, as soon as you came is conjunctional phrase. I will attend the function, provided that you would come. Alright, so provided is the condition applied. It also conjoins these two parts of a sentence. Hence, provided that you would come is a conjunctional phrase. Rima started working early in order to complete the work in time. In order to complete the work in time is the conjunctional phrase. I opened the door so that she could come in. So that is the conjunction here. So that she could come in would be the conjunctional phrase. Now coming to clause. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that have a subject and predicate of its own. It may convey a complete meaning or sense or not, depending on what type it is, independent or dependent. Okay. Now there are two types of clauses, independent or main clause. The second is subordinate or dependent clause. If you apply your brains, you would know from the very word independent clause that it is something that expresses a complete thought on its own and can stand alone as a sentence. Okay? Main or independent clause is also called a simple sentence. Whereas subordinate clause, it cannot express a complete thought on its own and has to depend on the main clause to convey a complete meaning. All right, let's understand this with the help of examples. So the words in red are main clause and the words in green are examples of subordinate clause. So we will take this as a full sentence. I know the girl who helped you, right? I know the girl is the main clause, right? I is the subject, know the girl is the predicate. It makes sense, right? Who, subject, helped you, predicate. But if you separate it from I know the girl who helped you, would not make any sense on its own. Helped you. I hope you understood the difference between both the clauses and the meanings too. The second sentence is, this is the place where we live. All right, where we live does not make sense on its own in spite of the fact that it contains subject and predicate. However, this is the place does make sense. So where we live has to depend on this is the place to make sense. Hence, it is the subordinate clause. This is the market where we shop. This is the market makes sense. Hence, it is a main clause. Where we shop. It contains a subject, it contains a predicate, but if you detach it from the sentence, it will make no sense of its own. Okay? Hence, it is called as a subordinate clause. The fourth is, the store ran out of the items quickly because the supplies were limited. All right. The store ran out of the items quickly is the main clause or the independent clause because it can exist and make sense on its own. And the latter part, because the supplies were limited, is the subordinate clause. So before I close the video, I would want you all to revise quickly the differences between phrase, clause and sentence. Okay, let us start with sentence. So a sentence expresses a complete thought and contains a subject, which is a noun or a pronoun, right? And it contains a predicate. What is a phrase? So a phrase is a group of words that does not have a subject or verb, right? And hence it cannot stand on its own, but it has to depend on a sentence to convey a deeper meaning to it. And what is a clause? So a clause is a group of words that have a subject and predicate. It may convey a complete meaning or not, depending on it being the main or subordinate clause. Okay. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you found this video useful. Do give me a feedback in the comment section below. And also do subscribe my channel. Till I see you next, please take good care of yourselves and have a good day.